Okay, so we're back again. Was it? No, I thought I was farther than this. Oh no, that's right. I got here. We finished up with the Grey Garrison, and everything went black when we were fighting Minago. Was that her name? Yeah, Minago. Okay, so grab all the stuff I got for pre-order. Well, not pre-order. I bought the Commander's Pack, so let's go ahead and dole these out real quick. That's right. Identifying. Hey, wait, mind if I bend your ear about something? Identifying items. You have received the item ring that no one in your party was able to identify. To learn the properties of a magic item, you need to identify it. Once the item is added to your inventory, the character with the highest knowledge arcana skill bonus will make a knowledge arcana skill check with a DC that depends on the specific item. If the check is successful, you will immediately learn every magical property the item has. If the check has failed, you can automatically identify the item at any point. Upon increasing their knowledge arcana skill bonus, the character will make another attempt at identifying all identified items in your inventory. Develop the knowledge arcana skill to make use of identified items as soon as possible. In the worst case scenario, you will have to wait until your next encounter with the vendor. Okay. Hey, wait, mind if I bend your ear about something? Anivia is outside your door, leaning casually against a shelf. So here's the first and most important thing. Beth gave you a crucial mission. I get that. And I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action. But here's the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. If they come at us while you're gone, I don't know if we'll be able to hold them off. I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. Do you want me to stay here and guard the tavern? What? You what? No. Your task is far too important. You can't just hole up here like all cozy like waiting for the demons to knock on the door. We need you to take the fight to them. But if those streaks try to make a move on this place, Beth will send a runner to get you. If that happens, you lay get back here, alright? Because if you don't, you'll be coming back to an ash pile. Got it? When do you think the demons will attack next? Your guess is as good as mine. It might not be here, but they could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they've lost the upper hand, and that we're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know, after they attack, some things could be changed beyond recognition. So if you've got any business that you need taken care of, you'd better do it soon. Everything seems clear so far. What else do you wish to discuss? So, the rift that damn beetle left with his scythe? Yeah, well, I cut the city in two, and it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square. Not that I haven't tried to make it, sure. Tried it to make sure. Oh, wow. But if you got a mighty cross, and I think you're going to have to eventually, you might want to give the square a once over. Thanks for the warning. See you later. Later. Watch yourself out there. Building stuff.
Move aside.
A tall, fragile elf sits in front of you, eyes closed. He's pale as a ghost, his arm wrapped in a blood-stained bandage. You spot other bandages on his body under his clothes, but even in such a miserable state, he manages to keep calm. Raising his eyes to meet you, she says faintly, "I'm Foreign Autumn Haze, at your service." His pale lips are reddened by blood, but you see no signs of pain or fear in his gray eyes. Do you need help? After giving you a cold, intense look, he shakes his head. Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. A local healer attended to me. Besides, I come from a resilient, hardy people. My body will endure both the wounds and the poison delivered through them. Who are you? A sinner and accomplice to demon. The quarry I'm hunting in this inhospitable place. Who are you? My name is Foreign Autumn Haze. I come here from Kyonin because I am a hunter, and all minions of evil are my quarry. I won't say more than that if you don't mind. We are strangers, and of different races and cultures. I'd rather not tell you more than is necessary. I am Hungan. You can trust me. I might be able to help you. After a brief pause, Foreign says, "It would be impolite to refuse such a direct and friendly offer. Who is your quarry here in Mendev?" I was hunting a fugitive, a desperate by the name of Kalessa. It pains me to admit that there are heinous malefactors such as her among my noble kind. I managed to catch up to her in Canabras, and I wounded her. The demons appeared, and the city was engulfed in flames. I was injured in the battle that ensued and couldn't free her soul from its service to her dark masters. He expresses no anger or hatred as he speaks, only compassionate sorrow. I'm sorry for your misfortune. I hope things will turn out differently next time. He purses his lips. There is no need for pity. Our ancient kind is blessed with great longevity. We gain a deeper understanding of the world than the other races, and we learn lessons better than anyone. That goes for learning from our mistakes as well. I survived, which means I will be more prepared when next we meet. I wish to aid in your hunt. I thank you, but this is my mission, and I'm used to facing all manner of terrors on my own. I do appreciate your willingness to help. If you happen to meet Kalesa, take caution. She has turned many innocent souls to the path of evil, and darkness has rewarded her with many gifts. Her appearance alone will tell you that. It is warped. The agate skin, the malicious stare of her blood-red eyes, the bestial teeth. She's more monster than elf at this point. So I only get +5 of that, which means I would not be able to clear that check, so I'm going to say I have to go. Good fortune to you. We're going to the basement, and excuse me, we are going to first loot a bunch of stuff. Oh. Surrender thy soul, Delvin. Iomade, protect us. Got you again. How many times is that today? Take your jokes and shove them, tiefling. Whoa, easy there, Chief. Don't hit me.
Hey, Chief. Hey, Dreamboat, come over here. I want to talk to you about something. Something really important.
Did he just call me Dreamboat?
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out.
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
What do you want
I'll
from
lay
me?
it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations, no problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
What a load of guff. If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras.
Who are you?
Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
The tiefling rattles his chains and gives you a meaningful look. Why are
Does
you
it
in
really
chains?
matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
He was caught thieving.
Your shadow, what was that?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
Can't help it while you're chained up here. How can I free you?
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy Woljif locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
Alright, I'll talk to Irabeth about your situation.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
We'll talk later. More looting. Button will budge. Button will budge. So is it the only DB down? Button will budge. Okay, so that's not it. Oh, did I get it? Okay, if memory serves. I still haven't identified anything. Okay. So now that we've done all that, let's go back up to the tavern. We're going to talk to Gimel Hawks. Strange figure towers over the bar. A huge, ungainly man with skin so milky white that his blue veins are visible even from a distance. His bald head is equal parts lumpy and pitted, and blood-filled eyes stare impassively out at you from beneath his pale brows. The glass in the albino's large, clumsy hands looks dangerously delicate, as if one twitch from those callous fingers would be enough to crush it. A gold medallion engraved with a tinker gleams around his neck. Low religion check passed. The medallion you're wearing, that's a sacred symbol, isn't it? Are you a cleric of Caden Kalian? I'm a tavern keeper. Best in the city. The best there's ever been. And I pray to the best god there is. We'll worry about all this later. Okay, so he's identified a bunch of the stuff for us. So... things for money. Wait, no. I hate it when it does that. Okay. And book sell. Alright. So I'll have about 5,000 gold. Where these gloves cast cantrip or a first level spell that deals 1 additional point of damage per dice rolled. Oh, there we go. Definitely want the bag of holding. Let's go ahead and buy the recipe. Dark Omens. The Weather Ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously. It grants them the ability to cast the following spells. And once per day, moons this item to grant the party total concealment against ranged attacks for 1 minute. Okay. Back. Now, this glaive lands a hit on an enemy for the first time. Target receives 1d6 negative damage, and all enemies in a 15-foot radius must pass a will saving throw or become frightened for 1 round. So this is actually really good. We're going to put that here. Still was Warhammers. +2 confidence bonus saving throw on movement and parrying conditions we'll put on me. +1 morale bonus on attack rolls, and +2 damage mounted. So we'll put that on me for now, but we'll end up giving that to Sela because she eventually gets, or she can eventually get him out. I'm going to put the charisma on Sela. +5 maximum bonus to hit points, we'll put on me. Persuasion checks we'll put on Sela. Plus morale bonus against demons, we'll put on Sela. +2 perception bonus on perception and learning checks, which we will put on Wayne. Okay. Okay, yellow letter. Half a century ago, our parents fled their homeland of Sorkoris, terrified by the invading demons. They were certain that the war would soon be over, so they didn't go too far and found their refuge here in Canabras. They used what little savings they had to build a tavern where any crusader could get a bowl of soup and a good night's rest in exchange for some money and news about their recent victories. The city looked completely different back then. It was a triumphant city full of hope, inspiring songs, and brave paladins in shining armor. We praised Our Lady Pelura openly and hoped that the lands of our ancestors would be ours again in no time. Things have changed since then, though. Our parents have left the goddess's halls. Dresden is long gone, or left to the goddess's halls. Dresden is long gone. The world wound grows deeper every day, and the Crusaders seem to take more interest in fighting each other and us townsfolk than in eradicating demons. Holrun has gone mad, and now puts all his inquisitive zeal into burning witches. Today, Canabras is a city of fear and suspicion. We even had to hide our altar of the Shimmering Maiden in the basement so they wouldn't accuse us of demon worship. Remember, there's a little more of this. There it is. Queen Galfrey has recently appointed Holrun the prelate of Canabras. Now nothing will stop this murderer from taking complete control of the city into his hands and serving his so-called justice on everyone. His previous acts of violence were just the beginning of a full-scale massacre. We have to flee, run like our parents did. This time not from demons, but from the Crusaders. Soon we will sell our tavern and leave, anywhere away from the city of agony, away from the agony of this endless war. May Pelora protect the city from whatever comes next. 10th of Lamachan, 4682. Swargwell family of the Devimai clan. Oh, and we're going to copy the recipe. I forgot about the +2 damage. We're going to give that to me. Because I do the damage. New recipes. You found a new recipe, Spicy Patriot. You found a new recipe to learn it, right click, memorize. Different recipes require different ingredients and dishes cooked using them grant unique bonuses. I actually never used that, so I need to go talk to Irbeth. Irbeth rubs her red and tired eyes. Any success? How is the city? There's a chiefling chained up into the offender's heart. What can you tell me about him? Irbeth shrugs scarful. Woljif is a petty thief from a gang of thieflings operating in Canabras. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them, and the rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from the defender's heart. But that's hardly a prison. Woljif knows it too. He's been begging us for days to let him go free, or have someone vouch for him. He's already asked you to put in a good word for him, hasn't he? Irbeth squints at you thoughtfully, then shrugs. If you want to recruit Woljif and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guard's hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief. I hope the tiefling proves useful, should you decide to take him along. I have to go. Go, may I owe my day keep you safe.
Make way!
Porgus. I was like, I know you can talk to someone. 1,000 gold coins for you, just as promised. You let me get back to the service, and I duly paid you for escorting me. Porgus Pawn keeps his word. Now, speaking of our future cooperation, Porgus looks at you with unvarnished disapproval, his arms folded across his chest, his foot tapping impatiently. I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I'll pay you generously for your services. What do you mean, a job for someone like me? For an adventurer ready to sell their soul for booze, and then lie down drunk in the gutter. Or do you think you're somehow different? A Charlie Knight, perhaps, noble of heart, but without a coin to your name? Porgus sizes you up critically, then sighs and shrugs. You seem a reliable enough ally to me, and you did get me out of those mongrel caves. So why should I care what you do with my money once you've got it? Succeeded at the perception check. Porgus seems like one of those people who think the entire world owes them something. However, you hear notes of hysteria beneath his smug arrogance. It's as though he's really quite nervous, but taking great pains to conceal it. Noble birth doesn't give you the right to behave badly. I would ask that you refrain from such statements in the future, which I actually wouldn't care about. What kind of reward are we talking about? 1,000 gold coins. Double the reward and I'll think about it. Several tense moments pass in silence, and Horgus' face relaxes. Deal. So what does the job involve? You shall be my bodyguard. You see, I have good reason to return to my mansion here in Canabras. I still have... Well, it doesn't matter. It's none of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with a large garden in the wealthy part of the city. Even before the demons attacked, every thief and fraudster in the city had tried to get inside one way or another. I shudder to imagine the state it's in now. I have little hope that my guards were able to hold the mansion during the attack, and I expect that the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Abadar knows what's happened there since. Therefore, I would ask that you meet me in my mansion and guard me until they complete my business. I already asked the local paladins for help, but they've no desire to set up foot outside this tavern. Damn cowards and traitors. That's what they are. Also, please do take Camille with you. I trust that girl more than the rest of your gang. She is of noble birth, after all. Deal. Marvelous. Most excellent. Horgus' face relaxes, smoothing a few of the tense lines. I'll proceed to my mansion at once, and wait for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand. But do hurry, unless you want me to lower your reward. Oh, and we level up. Sweet. Okay, so Instinctual Warrior again. Or religion? Yeah, because wisdom. Okay, let's just double check that real quick. Level 3. Yep, okay. I'm taking Crane Style. Crane Style. Put this here. So now I'm fighting defensively, which increases my AC, but reduces the penalties to attack rolls I take from fighting defensively. Druid, that's what I was looking for. Extra channel and positive energy. Diminished spellcasting. Traditions of my magic, the malicious adherent receive danger fire. Apostate receives one fewer spell slots at each level. When Angel Fire Apostle gets no spells per day at spell level, he can cast domain spells at level normally, but can only cast non-domain spells at level. Gets him his bonus spells. Okay. Oh, he doesn't get medium armor out of that. Maybe not. Herald Call. Dedicated Summoner, Call Herald. What is this? Summoning spells that she hasn't heard ahead of time. Yeah, we'll go with this. Perception. And athletics. Which you have weapon focus, you can perform a bewildering show of prowess as a far run action. Make a persuasion intimidate check to demoralize all foes within 30 feet who can see your display. Is that really part of the build? That feels... Oh, it is part of the build. Okay. Channel positive energy. Glory domain. Weapon focus. So this says, yeah, I'm gonna go with armor proficiency heavy, even though the build says to go with short bow weapon focus. That's because I know I can get him. Since this build for land focuses on his wisdom, I know I can get him heavy armor that lets him make use of the dexterity. Plus, even if I don't end up using the heavy armor, I'm more likely to use heavy armor than short bows. So, level Camellia. Hers is pretty simple. Weapon focus. Review. Okay, so I am going to try this Sela build where it turns into a bard. trickery? Okay, so Arcana 5 and Mobility 3. So we're going to level up Mobility to 3, and then we're done with that. We'll put as much as we can into Arcana. Okay. So the Arcana 5 is for Dragon Disciple, right? Yeah, Dragon Disciple. Lingering Performance. Improved Unarmed. That's interesting. Oh, because it gets you defensive stuff. That's right. So we're going to go with Cure Light Wounds because that's always useful. We're going to go with... remove Fear. No, we're going to go with Hideous Laughter. Because that's useful for disabling enemies. Okay. And that's everybody. Did I go through the equipment? I went through everybody's equipment too. Is there anyone else I need to talk to for Quest 2? Worm family, spies in Burning City, talk to Staunton. That's right. The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel, one whose high, crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all inside is dead. Oh, it's you. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Name is Staunton Vane. I've heard. If you've heard rumors about me, his face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people would say about me, it's true. What do people say about you? They say that I'm a traitor, as bad as the ruler of Orlish, that I'm a disgrace even among the ranks of the condemned, that Queen Galfrey never should have spared me, that I belong on the gallows. Aurilu of Orlish. Hardly any name arouses so much rage among crusaders as the name Aurilu of Orlish, a Sarkorian witch who initiated the opening of the world wound and then made it expand. Almost nothing is known about her life before the atrocity, except that Aurilu was condemned for using arcane magic, which was persecuted in Sarkoris and imprisoned in the tower, a threshold near the city of Iz. This is where Aurilu conducted the ritual that paved the way for the demonic invasion and left her land to be tormented by the demon lord Daskari. In some mysterious way, the witch transformed herself, turning from a regular human into a half-demon. Over the following century, Crusaders only encountered Aurilu or the results of her experiments a few times, but learned nothing more of Daskari's henchwoman. She holds a high position in the ranks of the Army of the Abyss, and holds the title World Wound Architect. Queen Galfrey. Okay, so we'll go over the Condemned. The Condemned is a military unit of petty criminals conscripted as disposable soldiers and frontline fodder in the Mendevian Crusades. And Queen Galfrey. Queen Galfrey is the absolute monarch of the Crusader state of Mendev and leader of the Mendevian Crusades. While today the name of the Crusader Queen is known throughout the Inner Sea region, it's easy to forget that Galfrey did not start her rule of Mendev as a paladin of Eomade, but rather of Aroden. When the world would opened and forever changed Mendev, Galfrey was still an untested young ruler who was forced to deal with the death of her god, while simultaneously rallying her nation against the abyssal threat to the west. She rose to the challenge, however, and her leadership was instrumental over the next several years, not only in protecting Mendev from demonic invasions, but also holding the border against the Whirlwind. When the Church of Iomedae recognized the First Crusade, it joined forces with Mendev to push back the demon armies. During these battles, Galfrey time and time again distinguished herself with a keen grasp of tactics and skill at leadership. But his inspiration went both ways. In the Church of Iomedae, Galfrey found something that replaced her lost faith. By the time the First Crusade ended and the apparent defeat of demon armies, of the demon armies, Galfrey had converted and become a worshipper of Iomedae and had completely retrained herself as one of the Inheritor's most devout paladins. Eager to retain such a valuable leader at the head of the Crusades, the Church of Iomedae twice purchased and presented to the Queen the rare and expensive Sun Orchid Elixir, which extends mortal life beyond its usual span. Thanks to this boon, the Queen has lived and led the Crusaders for more than a century. But I hate you so much. You really don't know? Staunton gives you a long, morose look, then sighs. I'm the reason why the Crusade forces are holed up in the fortresses on the edge of the world wound instead of bringing the fight to the demons. We used to have a foothold in the wound, the mighty, unassailable city of Dresden. We used to have it until it fell, and all because of my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. Dresden. Founded as a city fortress during the hubris of the First Mendevian Crusade, Dresden was overtaken by the demonic hordes of the Whirlwind. It now stands as a demonic monument to the foolish naivety of those early crusades. I was tried. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so. But the Queen intervened. She said that I could live and fight in order to undo what I had done. So that's how I live, decade after decade, fighting in the condemned. The dwarf shrugs. As you can see, I have fixed nothing, and I have earned no one's forgiveness. Are you going to spit in my face too? It wouldn't surprise me. You were given the chance to live, so live, and stop blaming others for what you've made of your life. Or it's not my place to judge you. Who knows what I would have done in your shoes? Let's go with Catholic. Do you think you're the first to come to me with sermons? The dwarf shrugs indifferently. So I know the story. Yeah, let's go ahead and go ahead. What do you mean how? The knight glares at you from beneath furrowed brows. If you don't trust the word of a condemned, go ask somebody else, like my little brother Joran. And if you still don't believe it, what's it to me? But if you're to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace for the thousandth time, don't. You really don't have any friends? I couldn't have survived this long if I was completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me like they might catch what I've got. Even fighters in the condemned console themselves by thinking, I got stripped of my rank, but at least I'm not Staunton. Commander Tirabade seems to be the only person in the whole army who remembers that I'm a soldier and not a drudge. She has no qualms about taking me into battle. She's had some mud flung at her in the past, or so I hear. That's why she tries to keep an open mind about people. It's no surprise that she's the only one to hold onto her sense of reason in this farce. So many years in the condemned, surely you've paid your penance by now. That's not up to me to decide. My life is in the Queen's hands. He falls silent for a moment, and then in a trembling voice he adds, the condemned isn't the worst part. All these years I prayed to Torag for forgiveness. Torag, also known as the Father of Creation, is a stoic and serious dwarven god of the forge, protection and strategy who values honor, planning, and well-made steel. He is an often distant deity, lending magical powers to his clerics, but leaving his followers to make their own way through life, knowing that this will make them strong and determined. Countless times I've been to his priests, countless times I've kneeled before his altar. If only the Father of Dwarven kind would answer my prayers, just once, not to restore what I've lost, but just to tell me that I am still one of his children. But it seems he doesn't give a damn about me. What can I expect from mere mortals when my own god doesn't think I deserve redemption? I need to talk to the elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? The Storyteller? Staunton strokes his beard in thought. A strange old fellow. That one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible, but later I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind, and feeble too. So if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the black room. It's a library. Here, I'll show you in the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but he loved the place. He would sit there day and night. I have to go. Go on then. Maybe we'll see each other again. Okay, now I can go outside.
How much longer, I wonder?
Oh, that's not what I want.
Follow me.
Talk to
Or don't.
Joran Vane. We're just gonna see what he has for sale. How much do I have? 5,000 basically. Rugged helmet for 6. Can't get it yet. Okay. In which case we're gonna leave. We're gonna go do some fighting. Oh, I forgot to get Woodruff.
Move side.
Yeah, the pathfinding is a little weird for that one for some reason. I've also had it a number of times
Well, Chief,
get
what
me
do you
stuck
got for
while
me?
trying to open loot boxes. Loot boxes. Boxes that have loot in them. I talked to Erebeth and I decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my word.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Where's he going? Oh, whatever. Do we level him up? Just check his build real quick. Okay, yep. So the expectation was always to get him level 3. Alright,
Make
inside.
way.
And you gotta say, like, this is a good game. I was very impressed with Owlcat's first game, Kingmaker, but this one, like, has really upped it another notch. Global map, you can move around with the keys, move cursor, it gives you an explanation. Anything with a exclamation point, there's some quest stuff going on there. Some locations might not be available to you for travel for various reasons. As you explore the map and progress through the game, you'll discover new locations and routes. While traveling between locations, you may be attacked by enemies, so make sure you get enough rest and don't let them take you by surprise. All pretty standard first stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is actually go to the Thiefling's hideout. Actually, no, we're still going to go to the Thiefling's hideout. Failed to sneak past the enemies. So this game does have random encounters as you're traveling around.
Save the last one for me.
Ooh, got him just in time. I also forgot to check through his gear. Where's the armor too? Okay, so what
Ask nicely.
first thing I need to do is I want him attacking from range, so we're gonna go with acid. And check the formation. I definitely want him back a little farther. We're gonna put Woljif back here with land. Formation, we already know about that. We're gonna continue. Oh, I didn't have time to loot it. Oh. The basement is dark and dank. You are immediately struck by the hostility of the gathered tieflings. 5 of them are kneeling along the wall, separate from the rest. The tall woman, who had been cleaning her fingernails with the tip of her knife, greets you with narrowed eyes. Brother Woljif, you got my message then. Sorry I couldn't swing by sooner, dear sister Charisme. It was just one thing after another. First I was in shackles, next, well, no, I was still in shackles, and I was being watched, and then Sheep got me out. And I came here straight away. I knew you'd be waiting on me. Enough talking, or else we'll be here all night. So, we had a clear plan. We were going to wait for nightfall, slip into the shop, grab the goods, and leave. Even if the neighbors called the guards, there was time to get away. But what happened? That bitch Erebus showed up almost right away. She knew we'd be there. Somebody betrayed us. And I have a good idea who it was. What do you have to say to that? Make it quick. Do you think Woljif knows the name of the traitor? Karazmay turns to you. He speaks. I thought Woljif only brought you so he'd have someone to hide behind if things went south. Yes, he knows the name of the traitor. Every gang that Brother Woljif has been a part of has very quickly come to an end. Their hideout location was passed on to the guards, or their competitors found out where they could ambush them. Woljif is the only one who always comes out smelling of roses. If you think about it, you'll come to the same conclusion as us. I'd have said that meant Woljif was cursed with finding friends among losers and scripts. But now that he's with us, that must mean the curse has been broken. That depends. He was indeed most fortunate to find himself in a party with me. On the other hand, he also ended up in a party with you. Cannabis is burning. Why are you squabbling here instead of fleeing the city? Karazmay purses her lips. I'd be glad to leave, like the rest of my brothers and sisters. But in the family, there's nothing worse than betrayal. And it's something we do not forgive. We don't forgive anyone who lets traitors off the hook, either. If I don't find the rat, my superiors, let's just say I'll wish I was burning in Canabras. I want to keep living, so I'm going to take a chance. Until I find out who is the traitor here, no one is leaving. Woljif, tell us your story. What happened? What's there to tell? About a week ago, his sister Karazmay got 6 of us together in this very basement. Me and those 5 over there. Woljif jerks his head toward the 5 thieflings kneeling by the wall. She rounds us up and says we've got a score. Ancient trees and wonders. And one place nobody's ever been able to hit. The place that's guarded by a golem. But now, a powerful scroll that would knock out the golem just happened to come into our possession. Along with the tip-off that the shop owner would be gone on a particular night. All 6 of us know a bit of magic, and we know that any enchanted junk will sell for a pretty penny, so we're in. And the most important thing was that none of us was to be hanging about the shop ahead of the job. No casing out the place, no calling attention to ourselves from either the golem or its master. This job was top secret. That's all true so far. Go on. We did everything right, with the locks and the golem. I picked the lock, I remember it clear as day. Sister Dalna was on lookout. Brother Melrone had the scroll. Duffy, Tavi, and Varner brought the sacks. We covered the windows and lit the torches. I remember scooping up rings and tossing them in a sack, and one of the right expensive ones rolled away from me. I crawled under a table after it, and the next thing you know, Erebeth was there. Everybody scampered, but I was still under the table. Not my finest moment. I was going to wait it out, but then those blockheads were dragging me up on my tail and put me in shackles. They took all of my rings off me, about 20,000 worth, and to add insult to injury, I never even found the last one. In the end, I got busted over nothing. So they caught you, poor thing, stripped you of your loot, and you didn't even manage to stash anything. Karazmay is pointedly polishing her knife. Where's the moon of the abyss, Brother Woljif? What is the moon of the abyss? It was an amulet. It used to sit in a little cushion in the window of ancient trees and wonders. Sterling silver, sparkled like a star. Fine piece of work. On one side there was a half moon, a crescent. A waning moon, and in the middle there was a dark crystal, like it was eclipsing the moon. Old man Phelan was so proud of that amulet. He used to say, I'll never sell it. It's the jewel of my collection. Woljif sighs unhappily. I used to go there and see what kinds of treasures there were. There's nothing else to look at in Canabras. People used to claim it was a powerful thing, but who's to say? If you ever stole a thing like that, you'd have the guards on you the second you tried to fence it. Everybody knew that you were always hanging around ancient trees and wonders, drooling over the moon of the abyss. Did you think you could swipe it in all the commotion and keep it for yourself? Did you hope we'd all be locked up and you'd get off scot-free with a fancy trinket to boot? Don't take me for a mug, Woljif. I see right through you. Why would Erebeth arrest her own informant? Took the words right out of my mouth. It doesn't make any sense. If I was the rat, I'd have kissed her on the hand and have been gone long gone by now. You know me, sister. I'm a conscious fellow, not an idiot. Why would I go against the family? So the fish and the Selin can have a nice Woljif-sized dinner? The money of the abyss is a pretty bauble, to be sure, but it's just an amulet. It ain't worth dying over. You knew Erebus people would protect you. You knew you could pin the moon going missing on them. And now you've come here with backup. You knew exactly what I was going to say to you. Our problem is, nobody's returned the amulet to Phelan. Are you giving Erebeth a cut? Is that it? Have you seen her? Do you think she'd take a cut of anything I offered her? She can't be bought. She's like 3 heralds of Iomity all rolled into one. He speaks the truth. You'll find some knights who will take bribes, I'm sorry to say. But Erebeth Terabade isn't one of them. Go on, Woljif. That's the whole sorry story. Woljif crosses his arms, looking affronted. Some family this turned out to be. It's just a name in the end. In a real family, people take each other at their word. They don't throw around accusations. I didn't take the Moon of the Abyss. What am I going to do with it? You can't sell it to no crusaders. It's a special item. You can't wear it. It'll get nicked. It's pretty to look at, sure, but it ain't that pretty. If it's that important to you, Sister Charismate, I'll find it. And I'll drag the trader here by his horns, just so you don't end up at the bottom of the cellar. But do you know you're going to owe me for that? An apology. Right here, in front of everyone, you're going to apologize loud and clear so everybody hears it. You'll say, sorry, Woljif, you're a good guy, and I was wrong about you. Fine, you're one of my people, which is why I'm going to give you some time. But if you run, Brother Woljif, the family will get you wherever you go. You'll spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, tossing and turning at night, fearing poison in every cup and every meal. You'll look into the eyes of every tiefling you meet, wondering if the family's come for you. You'll have no peace, but one day, you'll be tired of running. You'll stop to catch your breath, and that's when we'll get you. Got that? You've a way with words, Sister Charisma. A way that almost made me wet myself, but a way nonetheless. Let's go, Chief. We'll go check that scary gal, Erebeth. She knows you a little. We can ask her who ratted us out. I'll let you do the talking. Don't care to dig the long floor. So we'll find out who the traitor is, and I'll get my apology. Onward to Erebeth, Chief. Let's go clear my good name. Root out the traitor, but be quick about it. Time's running out, and I don't want to get chewed up by demons. Actually, I still haven't eaten, so I'm going to call this one here, and I'll probably stream again later. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.